The word of the week is faith this week, and it's an apt word for all of us who are in the church. In fact, often we talk about ourselves as people of faith. It's a big word. It can be very easy, and sometimes it can be very hard to have faith. I'm sure this last year has challenged you in ways you didn't think your faith would be challenged. And I suspect many of you also have found your faith to grow. One of the most remarkable things that I have seen about this church is that you go with the flow. You have adapted in so many ways. You might not even know all the ways you have adapted. We've adapted to moving from sitting in church together and doing everything we do normally to all of a sudden one Sunday having to watch a shaky iPhone video with my kids doing the camera. And we've adapted over time from those iPhone videos to we were at home with Zoom at our house, and then we were recording and uploading with all the words, and now we're live streaming. You've adapted. And one of the great things that I've noticed about you is that you welcome people by saying, good morning on our Facebook page. And it is a delight to read. You love saying hello to each other, and you love saying hello to whomever's there with us, watching along. It's what you used to do in person, and now you found a way to do it online, and it's great. Before the pandemic, we had lovely meals. So we served maybe 150 people. When pandemic hit, it was very clear that what was needed was more than just 150 meals a week. And over time, we adapted. And Sunday Love and our church serves thousands of people each week because the need was there. And we adapted to grow to do that. You all gave money, you gave food, you gave clothing, you gave your time, but really importantly, you gave our buildings to be able to serve people in need. And so you continue to be the church in the world, functioning out of this building, even if you couldn't worship. You have spent a year being adaptable, and that takes faith. That takes the willingness and trust to say, I want to be part of this, whatever it is. And we're going to need both that faith and that adaptability over the next year. When you come back to church, it will not be exactly the same as it was before. You will not walk in and shake hands and say hello and sit next to your neighbors. There will be things in place for everyone's safety. There will be ways that we need to gather together that's different. There will be ways that we worship together that are different. But you've already done this for a year. You've already transitioned and tried new things and held in there. And I know you have the faith and the adaptability to be able to do this. And I know with all of my heart that God is calling us to create something new. What was, it's not going to return exactly as it was because we're different. We've been through so much. Being apart, we're not the same. The things that we've lost, we had before. The things that we've gained, we weren't even looking for before. We have new things. We are different people. And so when we come together in person again, it will be different. But the magic of it and the faith of it is that we are still the Church of the Holy Trinity. We are still this little community on Rittenhouse Square that loves God, that loves each other, that still says good morning, that is welcoming, and that is willing to put in the effort to be the Church of the Holy Trinity however we can be it. However we can be together, however we can be the presence of God, the presence of Christ on the square. It's an exciting adventure, and I invite you to come and join us on this adventure, on this walk of faith, on this way of being in the future, each day. How we can be the Church of the Holy Trinity after this year, and what it means What are the essentials we want to keep? What are the things that we want to do differently? What do we want to hold on to? And what are we tired of holding on to? All those things are opportunities for us as a community together to do. And we are invited to do that in faith together because we have already done it in faith. As we move back into the church, you will have opportunities to help us be church again. You will have opportunities to give your thoughts and your feelings and to share what you've been through. You will have opportunities to shape this church that we will be now as we move forward out of this year. There are so many beautiful possibilities. There are so many opportunities for us to grow in faith, to grow in trust, to be church in this place at this time. And I invite you to grab a hold of your faith, grab a hold of Jesus, grab a hold of who this church is, and join us on this really exciting next adventure that is Church of the Holy Trinity post-pandemic.